TFL EV is brought to you by Flow Charger, maker of reliable, high-quality charging stations for your electric vehicle. Hey Tommy, can you believe it? GM finally lent us a Hummer EV.
That's right, it just showed up at our office today and it's at a pretty low state of charge, which is what we wanted because we're gonna do our first DC fast charging test.
Now this should be one of the fastest charging EVs in all the land, Tommy.
Absolutely, yeah, GM is saying like a peak charging rate of over 300 kilowatts. So we've brought it to our favorite 350 kilowatt DC fast charger, this EVgo. We're gonna plug it in and see how long it takes to get to 80%.
Yeah, basically we're gonna go from just under 20% to 80% and see how long it takes. So start your stopwatches and take your bets, because how long do you think it's going to take?
I think it's going to take quite a bit longer than we think. I think we're going to see a really high peak charge rate, but I think because this battery is like over 200 kilowatt hours, we're going to be here for a while.
Yeah, we're going to give you a whole bunch of numbers. First, we're going to tell you how long it's going to take, right? Then we're going to tell you how much it cost and, how much basically energy it sucked up, because you're right, Car and Driver says it's got a 212 kilowatt hour battery. GM has not officially said that, but that's the word.
Yep, absolutely. So let's go ahead and plug it in and show you some cool data. So we're here at the EVgo, and these EVgo stations have cool names. Like this one's named Jalen, that one's named Micah, which is our last name, so maybe we should be using that one. But let's see some information here.
Wait, that one has two A's and an H.
Well, it's, yeah.
Not quite Micah.
Micah Aya, yeah. So let's go to pricing here on the screen. Now you can see, according to the station, it's all free right now.
Wow.
Do you see that? EVgo plans, it's all kind of, I don't know, is it broken or is it just not showing us the truth here?
I don't know, why don't we not use a plan and just use a credit card? How about that?
That sounds good to me.
Let's try that.
So here we got the CCS connector. This one seems a little past it.
How do you know this is a 350?
Well, let me show you this tag on the side here. So check this out. So this guy is chunky. You can see the input power, 200 and 920 volts, but max 500 amps. 350 kilowatt dispenser DC voltage. So, you want to plug her in?
Yeah, I'll plug her in. Oh my God, this is a huge cable.
Yeah.
Most of these are water cooled because they're that chunky and they get that hot when you're putting that much power through them. Now, what state of charge are we at?
Probably liquid cooled, right?
Let's look at the state of charge. Come on with me. No, the cables are liquid cooled. So is the truck. So there you have it. We're at 18% battery with a range right now of just over 55 miles out of a total range of 329 miles. And this is brand new. It's got 753 miles on it. So I suspect, one of the first journalists to have one of these, and I am super excited. All right, is it connecting to the vehicle?
It says connecting to the vehicle. It accepted our payment.
Now, we didn't use the EVgo app, so we're going to be paying a little bit of a higher rate as opposed to actually using the app. So we just use a credit card. But you know what? I like using the Extreme. That way if you don't want to have an EVgo membership, how much you're going to pay to fill up one of these bad boys. Still connecting to the vehicle.
Yeah, hopefully it starts charging.
Come on. Is it Jalen?
Jalen? Oh, I hear some clicks.
I hear clicks. Well, will we be moving the truck, Tommy? Hey, there we go. Look, it sees it.
Now, I love this about the EVgo's. So you can see that is the power it's delivering. Right now, 106, 111, 127, 139, 147. So that's the power.
So this should be one of the fastest charging.
Look, already 200.
Holy cow.
230, 250.
That's the most I've ever seen, Tommy.
290.
Wow. 290, 293. I charged up a Taycan in California and it reached about 230, but I've never seen 290.
That's crazy. Now you can see the energy being dispensed right here. We're already at 2 kilowatt hours delivered. We're still holding 293. Let's go to the session details. Do you mind?
Yeah, let's do it.
Session details. So this is really cool. So you can see 719 volts at 400 amps, and you multiply those together, 291 kilowatts. So we are pulling 400 amps out of the station, 721 volts.
I shouldn't be touching it.
All right, so check this out. We're at 75 miles of current range. We plugged in at 55, so in just a few minutes we've gained 20. And it's saying 471 miles per hour is the range increase rate. It's pretty cool. right, let's go ahead and power up the main screen here. Take a look at some information. Look at this, Cole. Do you see this right there? 296 kilowatts. 296. Let's see what the truck... What's the station saying?
294.
296.
296. Oh my God, that is mind blown, Tommy.
And if you go here on the screen, you can actually see there's a button that says DC Fast Charge Battery Conditioning, and we clicked that when we got in the truck, and then we drove, like 20 miles to get here, so we let the battery precondition along the drive. It's still saying 296 kilowatts. 297! Can we hit 300? 298 kilowatts, baby!
Oh my God, so we're gonna try to figure out exactly how many miles of range we can get in 10 minutes. So let me know when it's at 10 minutes and we'll see how much range we've put into it. But as all electric vehicles, well, at least the ones that are cool have, this also has a frunk. So let's check out just how big the frunk is. Come on, frunk. Now, the frunk in this vehicle comes with these little, let's call them roof condoms, because that's funny. And basically, you can take the roof panels off this and you can stack them in the frunk so that you can have that kind of Jeep, or if you're a Ford fan, Bronco-like experience and go totally, well, almost totally topless. You're still left with kind of a T-bar when you take the 4 roof panels off, but it's as close to having an open-air experience as you're going to get. And that's, of course, one of the things you get when you pay. As tested, this vehicle cost $110,000, but that's without some of the special additional add-ons, which I'll show you now. The one thing I asked the chief engineer was, what was your design and engineering goal? And he said that GM told him, build not the best electric off-roader you can, but the best electric off-roader, period. And that's great, except where's the spare tire? And the fact is, it doesn't have one unless you get it as an add-on. And I think this costs about $2,000 or $2,500, because at $110,000, there's no spare tire. You got to get this guy. And the downside, of course, to having it mounted in the trunk is that it takes up a lot of room.
Wow, first time I've ever seen that. 300 kilowatts. 300. Let's see what percentage state of charge we're at. Let's go over to the station. We're at 108 miles of predicted range. 400 amps at 743 volts. Station's saying 297. And let's go back. So in 7 minutes, we've added 38 kilowatt hours into the battery pack. I'm excited to see where we'll be at 10 minutes. So it's been 10 minutes. We've dispensed 49.4 kilowatt hours, which is, well, it's 2 first-generation Nissan Leafs. Still pulling 298 kilowatts at 39% state of charge. Let's see what the range indicator is at. So we plugged in with right around 55 miles remaining. Right now we're at 128, so 128 minus 55. We've added 73 miles of range in about 10 minutes, which is pretty darn good.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. I gotta say, this 800 volt architecture does pay off, and it will be the future. There are very few cars that have it. The Porsche Taycan has it. I think that the Ioniq and EV6 have it as well, and of course the Hummer EV has it, but most cars are still built on the old 400, and that includes all Teslas, Tommy.
And the cool thing about this 800 volt system is it charges at 800, but then it drives at 400, so it physically changes the voltage to drive versus charge.
Yeah, I wonder if they did that because of cost cutting or because it's more efficient. Now, the Hummer comes standard with, of course, this fancy tailgate, which allows you to open it like this, so if you have a longer object that's not a spare tire, you can just hang it out the back, or you can also do this, open it like a traditional tailgate, and then of course this folds down, and then this folds down as well, creating a step. Now you can also get a Bluetooth stereo in here, but guess what? That's an additional option on top of the $110,000 MSRP, and MSRP is really manufacturer, all caps, suggested retail price, because some of these have been reselling at over $200,000. Mind blown again.
So this really was GM's moonshot. There was a lot of moon-themed topographical maps in here. For example, the floor mats are a topographical map of the moon. Same thing with the speaker covers. Look at those Bose speaker covers. Even like the main center screen display is all very moony. Which I think is pretty cool. For example, like you want to take a look at the center screen there, you can see like the outline and very moon. You got moon here. And it does feel very space-aged in here because of these T-tops. These really are T-tops because they come off, well, it's actually more of a Targa top. But yeah, they come out, well, or is it more of a T-top? Let me know in the comment section below. But all of these panels, 4 of them, come out. You can have an open-aired experience, which is very cool.
Now you can get your first edition Hummer EV in any color as long as it's white and black. Think the Apollo moon mission, right? This is why it's white and black. Now one of my favorite things is I like how they've incorporated those heavy duty lights on the top of the windscreen. The reason of course for that is because this is big, it's wide, and perhaps the best way to demonstrate just how big and wide it is right here. Look at the size of this recovery hook. And that is beefy beyond beefy. And the reason for that is because, well, at least according to Car and Driver, this Hummer EV, now this is also mind-blowing, 3rd time in this video, weighs over 9,000 pounds. I think that means that there are even some bridges you probably can't go over.
Well, we were absolutely killing it up to 51%, holding well over 200 kilowatts, and then at 51% it dropped to 150, and now at 52% we're at 121 kilowatts. So it's really slowed down a lot the second we hit that 52% state of charge. I don't know if that is programming in the vehicle or if maybe things are getting toasty. It's a little bit hard to say, but let's go to session details. So you can see still holding 742 volts, but now we're sitting at 152 amps. Now the amazing thing is, in 17 minutes, we've delivered 81.5 kilowatt hours. Like the biggest Tesla battery you can buy right now is 100 kilowatt hours, so we're not far off that. But check this out, I mean, it's just tanking the power being delivered. 110 kilowatts now at 53%. Oh, what happened there? It just went down to 24 kilowatts.
Yeah, that's not good, Tommy.
12, 16, 19, 20. It just tanked. 37, 41, 52, 50, 62. Oh, so that was a weird dip. All right, we're back over 100. That was disconcerting.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. That was really odd, Tommy. I can tell you that even though we're down to 114, that does seem, slow in comparison to a 350 top speed, right? Which would be about 1/3 of it. But for most EVs, 113 would still be mind-blowing. And by the way, this cable's getting pretty warm.
Yeah, we should bring a heat gun next time.
Yeah, I think these are liquid cooled.
Yeah, liquid cooled. But the issue with 113, which is what we're kind of stabilized at 53% state of charge.
It's going to be long to get to 80%.
Yeah, because the battery's so huge.
Yeah, so we got to 50% like that. So about 33% of the battery came and went very quickly, but now we're 20 minutes and we're at only 116. So to get to 80, we might have to go have some lunch, Tommy, because this might take a while.
Let me see. 53 minus 18. So the first, yeah, you said 35% of the battery was from 18 to 53 was like that. Oh, we're ramping back up, 118, 119.
Oh, look at that. It's, well, I thought it was coming back up.
120.
120.
119.
Really, that is really weird to have that drop off like that.
It could be temperature. It could be temperature related. You put so much energy into something so quickly, you build a lot of temperature. Huh. Or it could be the charging curve. We'll have to do some more testing. This is just our first initial charging test.
Well, what's interesting is the estimated cost is 0.
Yeah, this may be a very expensive session we're getting for free.
So thank you,
EVgo.
Jalen, and thank you, EVgo.
You know, Jalen's not a real person.
I know that.
That's the name of it. Okay.
I know, like Micah over there is not a real person.
And that one's Rosalie.
Now, as GM's ultimate off-roader, it does have some really cool features. First and foremost, crazy amounts of ground clearance, 15.9 inches. Keep in mind, a Subaru is just under 10, so not quite double a Subaru, but nevertheless, a lot. And of course, it does a crab walk. Now, you may be wondering, can we show you that? And the answer is, of course we will. We're going to do a complete off-road review of this. In fact, Andre's going to take this to Moab and put it through its paces.
So we're sitting at 70% state of charge, and we've been charging for 36 minutes, but check this out. The energy dispense actually reset, so I wonder if it hit some kind of cap and then reset the energy dispense. Now the time elapsed is still right, but that's very interesting. I'll have to look back at the footage to see what happened there. But 70%, so we went from 18% to 70 in 36 minutes. We're pulling 117 kilowatts. Basically from 53 to 70, it was holding consistently 125. It didn't change at all. Now we're holding 115 at 70%. So still cranking along, almost 40 minutes in. We're gonna stop the charge session at 80%. All All right, so I think I figured out the mystery as to why the energy dispensed is only showing 24.2 at 39 minutes. I think that this little box is only intended for 3 digits because check this out. If we go into session details, are you ready for this? You actually have 100 plus 24.4. So we've added 124.5 kilowatt hours, and let's see how long, 40 minutes. And the power right now is sitting at 86 kilowatts at 72%. We got another one of those little weird dips that just happened, but it's back up to 86 kilowatts.
Tommy.
What?
The Wendy's was right there. Why'd you have me walk half a mile for the Popeyes when the Wendy's was right there?
I don't like square burgers. I'm already a square. I don't need to have my burgers be square too.
Look, we figured we were going to be here a while, so might as well have some lunch while we're waiting. And so Popeyes it is today, huh?
Yeah, using the tailgate. It's
Yeah.
been very good. So one thing we've noticed, there was a hard drop off at basically 52% from like 300 to 150 and then 125. And there was another hard drop off at about 70%, 72%. And right now we're just kind of putting along at 56. So it really ramps down fast the further up you get. From 0 to 50, I think this thing is a screamer. From 50 to 70, it's acceptable. 70 above, I probably wouldn't waste my time. I'd go to the next one.
I've got a very important question. Can I have your coleslaw?
No.
Okay. All right, Tommy, we're 1 percentage away, and we've been here 55 minutes, almost an hour.
Yeah, let's go to my nerdy details here. So, charging at 52 kilowatts right now, 68 amps, 775 volts. We've been here for 55 minutes and have so far added 140.7 kilowatt hours.
Let me do the math, because I'm curious to see how much that actually means in terms of money if we were paying, right?
Well, it seems like for some reason we got a free session. Well, we'll hit end and maybe it'll be like, here's a $60 bill, but what would it cost?
So I'm going to go with 141
Yeah.
times 0.43, which is what usually Electrify America is at. $60.63.
But that's before station fees and taxes. So it would be a little bit higher than that typically.
Let me see how much range we've added.
Yeah, let's go see. So we plugged in with right around 50, 55 miles of range.
So take a guess, Tommy.
I'm going to say we added 200 miles of range. I think we're going to be at right around 255.
The truck says
Yeah?
267 miles of range, and we were at 55, and there's 80%. Wahoo! Let's call this done.
So let me do the math. So 267 minus 55. So we added 212 miles of range in 56 minutes, according to the truck. Should we hit stop charge?
Yep, stop charge.
Final session details, 142 kilowatts. Look, we're down to 43 kilowatts. So you could charge higher at the station, but it really isn't worth it. Look how slowly we're charging, 43 kilowatts. So I'm going to hit stop charge. Ready? Stop charge. Ah! Check that out. Free charging, baby. We got lucky, but here's the total. Final state of charge, 80. We went from 18 to 80 in 57 minutes and 142 kilowatt hours dispensed. And now we're going to put this away, let that station have a rest. Good job, Jalen. That was a big push, buddy. Well, as you can hear, Dad, this truck is working hard to keep itself cool.
Now, usually you'd probably charge this at home if you own this truck, right? But with that size of a battery, it could take you, even on a 40 amp charger, 24 hours if it was completely empty.
It could take you a long time to get this puppy to full because the battery's so huge. So we added over 200 miles in about an hour, right? I think we ended with what, 267?
Yep.
So 267 minus 55, we added 212 miles in an hour, which is pretty decent, but it certainly isn't mind-blowing. Like a vehicle like the Ioniq 5 could probably do something similar in right around 25 minutes.
Hey, I figured it out, Tommy. I know why we got free charging.
Why is that?
It was in honor of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth funeral today.
Why is that?
Because EVgo is honoring the Queen and her funeral to give people free charging. I'm going with that, so...
But I got free charging here last week, too.
Well, I don't know who died last week. Anyway, guys, we're going to be doing a lot more with this truck, including taking it to Moab. Of course, we're going to tow with it. And of course, you got to go to alltfl.com to be sure not to miss any of our Hummer EV videos. I'm super psyched. You want to drive home and try Super Cruise?
Yeah, we'll give it a go. We'll film that video next time, too.
That's coming still. See you guys next time. Ciao.